Bottom line, when I walked out of my interview here, I just found myself feeling very comfortable, really, really excited to hopefully open the letter and see University of Utah.
Every academic year, 130 resident physicians put their trust in us here at the University of Utah, and they will all leave here exceptional clinicians.
I think, the strongest part about this program is the clinical experience. We have a lot of rotations that sort of prepare you for being an attending on wards and in primary care clinics.
We have a very unique 3-hospital system where our flagship is University Health. We've just won the top 10 in quality for academic medical centers for the 11th year in a row. We have an exceptional VA experience, and we have an opportunity to work at Intermountain Healthcare, which is one of the most well-respected private hospitals in the United States.
In the program, there's a global health track that folks can apply into after their first year. I chose India partly just because I was really interested in the tuberculosis and the treatment there, and then it's just an unbelievably rich cultural location that was totally different. I had never been to Asia before.
Additionally, we have exceptional clinician educators who really help our residents at the bedside grow as clinicians, and that combination together creates exceptional physicians.
We really have world-renowned faculty, like people whose names, as I was interviewing for cardiology, were mentioned over and over again.
I've overwhelmingly felt like the faculty here have very much so an open door policy.
We're assigned a mentor immediately that I know I can always go to. Every faculty that I've encountered, I've felt like I can ask them anything.
People really kind of sought me out and checked in with me on a regular basis. I ended up having a baby during my first year of residency, and I never felt like a burden, and I never felt like my peers thought any less of me because I decided to have a family in residency. I was totally the opposite.
Even after your first year, you have so much guidance, you have so much mentorship, you have so much support, but also independence. That's pretty unique for our program, and I just have not had a problem getting recommendation letters. I have attendings that know me really well.
Those people, those faculty, as they get to know you, are really willing to recommend you, and they're happy to talk to people on your behalf, which I think is really nice.
I always felt like I was a pretty self-directed learner, and so it was important to me to be at a place where I was gonna not be burnt out and where I was actually gonna have the enthusiasm to, look into cases, that sort of thing. And Utah definitely excels in sort of keeping people excited to go to work.
I love Salt Lake City and I love Utah. I think the first thing that you'll notice, and you can even see it flying in, is the mountains. And that's what I think a lot of us try to sell people on is, oh my gosh, can you imagine that you can go skiing within 30 minutes from your house, or that there's this whole network of trail systems right from where you live? And that's probably one of my favorite things about Utah, but that kind of only scratches the surface.
I had never been to Utah before. I wasn't sure what to expect, but as soon as I got here and explored the city, I knew I could see myself here.
Coming here, I wouldn't describe myself as an outdoorsy person, but I've picked up camping. I've hiked more than I ever have in my life because it's just all so accessible. I even bought a kayak.
Picking up some really new, awesome hobbies that I'll probably have for the rest of my life, and get to do a lot of those activities with residents, which is an extra bonus.
I feel like my quality of life here is exponentially better.
Location is always something that everybody talks about in interviews. It's where you're gonna live, it's where you're gonna do fun things on the weekends. What really sold this program for me was that these are your friends and your new family, and they're gonna support you and they want you to do well. I think that is the most important thing.
It was fantastic. It was amazing. Definitely would do again, 10 out of 10. Really enjoyed working with everyone here. People are very down to earth and smart. It's just awesome.
It's just such a comfortable and warm culture. And so to come home at the end of every workday and just not feel socially exhausted because you've been putting up with all these huge personalities, but to just come home and feel really supported by your co-residents and your patients and your faculty feels really good.
One of the things that drew me here was it was very collaborative, and it was very much a nurture your own interest, and that was the kind of learning environment I wanted. And I think, one of the other things that I'd really highlight about my experience here is I just had a really good time.
I would say if you want, a program that's supportive, has really responsive leadership, gives you well-rounded exposure to general medicine, but also, open doors to subspecialize into essentially anything that you could want. Yeah, just consider the program. Salt Lake City is an awesome place to live.
Ultimately, what we're looking for in a resident is someone who wants to make a difference. What keeps me doing this after all these years is that I think we're making a difference too.